Been a long time since I've recorded a video. It's been like a week, and now it's the eve. So it is time for our final video of the year. Welcome, guys, back into another episode. And today is just a wrap up to the year, a reflection, and some goals for next year. So it's really just a putting a bow tie on the year and all that kind of stuff. But right now we are kind of at the bottom of our base. We've been building this the last episodes, and with the final week of alpha upon us, hopefully if things go to plan, delayed little later than I wanted it to be, we are going to get some other stuff done than just the base area. The upstairs has some stuff done. If you didn't see an episode or so ago, I have started planning things, so there's holes everywhere. There is plannings, all kinds of stuff like that going on. So there's going to be some changes going on around here. So that'll be really exciting to get into in a future episode. But today's episode is really going to be just probably collecting a little bit of resources and talking yet again. I know that's what happened last episode, which was our Christmas Eve special. Funny enough, and we found two mob spawners, which were crazy. So, if I believe it, we now have a saddle, which is really cool to add that to our collection of things we have. And of course, this mossy cobblestone, which you can only find from monster spawners, so it's really good to try to find those. But yeah, so then we're head down to the mine, and so this year in of itself was very very interesting for me because it will mark my second year into the content creation field, but then my first full year into it, if you know what I mean. Because it's like I started over the midpoint, about let's say 60% of the way of the year to 2024. And so I was still like getting my basics down. I had blown up on Instagram. I had done all kinds of stuff like that. So, I already have had a good idea on stuff like that of what I was doing. But then now, going into 25, this was the first time where it's like, okay, I know what I'm doing. I know how I'm making content. I know what I want to do better. I got stuff like that. And so it gave ways to more project of stuff that, I wouldn't have considered doing in the past. For example, I started a podcast. I started leaning more into community events through the Discord. I made a game show where I did with some people, more seasons of our draft league and stuff, kind of like stuff like that we worked on the main PB side of it. Obviously, there was lots of other projects which I really wanted to do, or even things I started on that I haven't made any more leeway on since. Like for example, I did stuff for a long video, which I never put out, and then I also had tons of like partial scripts for cool video ideas and stuff that didn't get any farther than the playing stage. I have a Google Doc which keeps all of my PB stuff in one spot, so it's really easy for me to keep track of all that kind of things. And it so happened to be that there's a whole section out for just scripts, and I've yet to make any videos. I mean, one of the scripts was back to October of 24, and it was an idea for an evolution like tournament video, and it just never ended up happening because I had the idea, I tried writing the script out, I tried looking at YouTubers like Wolfie and stuff like that, and I just didn't get anything like concrete figured out. And so that's one of my biggest weaknesses that I'm really hoping to break into this next year is actually just like grabbing the bull by its horns and stop procrastinating that part. Because like the idea parts are fun, and I sit down and write the script and it doesn't go well, and then I like want to record some lines, and it's like I suck at speaking, and little things like that. Which, funny enough, this series, which I'll get into a little bit more, also helped with it. Another thing was 25 brought me a team of people to do stuff with. I got Ibs in on the team to help me with stuff, and I had We help. So both of them were very big parts of this all because, they helped me edit videos, do all that kind of stuff, and even we made some of the first thumbnails for this series. So thank you, We, for doing that. There's a cat scratching on my door. So when we moved into the place we're at right now, the neighbors took care of a stray cat that was outside. And those neighbors ended up moving, so we've kind of took care of watching the cat, and we have gotten a lot of snow. I don't know why I'm so out of breath from running up and down the stairs. But the neighbors ended up moving, so we took care of the cat, and with all the snow, we've been letting it in. And as I was recording the last part, it kept just scratching on my door. I'm like, okay, what do we do? So I had to go put that poor cat back outside in the snow. I'll go get him in a couple hours if I remember. Let him back in. We'll warm up again. But yeah, so big thing is s- circling back to that is the content creation. Wait, I need iron, and I just passed over it. But yeah, that's one thing I'm really need to do is I have a few video ideas Ibs actually just gave me um for Pokemon, which I'm definitely gonna consider doing. Another thing is Minecraft content has a chance from me doing stuff here. I have a video idea I'm gonna do next episode. Actually, funny enough, which is going to be about some modern Minecraft news that I just watched from a Phoenix video, which I just watched that on lunch day. I'm like, okay, this is a great topic to cover. I'd love to talk about it and give my 2 cents as everybody's freaking out and stuff. So I'm like, you know what, that could pull in views. That's another topic. Is of course, expanding this. But anyway, so back to the story time I was going with. So I ended up getting Adler. So Adler also joined in about middle of the summer. But so I had a crew of like 3 or 4 people helping with stuff like that, and then August is kind of when things went downhill. I would say. I lost motivation for making stuff. I had all my help go back to school for some reason, and I don't know, things just went down. And I've talked about it before a couple times about how motivation killed me, and it just wasn't like what it used to be, and how I kind of wish it didn't happen, but also I'm really grateful at the same time that I was able to take a break. Luckily, like this is a job or anything. It's literally just, oh, I post videos for fun. If it was a job and it's like, okay, well, I have to do this, then, it would have been a lot more stressful, especially wanting to take a break. But also, work kind of makes me not want to do that, if you get what I mean. Because, I kind of are forced to do this stuff on the side next to work instead of doing it as my work, if you get what I mean there. So I guess I probably wouldn't feel that way because I wouldn't be stressed out from working or burnt out and ready to quit and all that kind of stuff, which is another future episode I think I should definitely talk about. Is just wanting to quit work and do something else because the system's all it's not fair. It's how it is. The rich always get richer, and we'll stay the way we are unless that one YouTube video, that one reel, that one TikTok blows up and your life changes. Oh, oh my goodness. So it's like modern day. It's like basically gambling. Social media is, but I get carried away. That's another good video topic. But okay, I'm gonna have to start hotkeying this because I am struggling to mine. Yeah. So basically, that happens. I lose help. I lose motivation. I stop making content. I take a break. And that was about September, right at the end of August. So literally just about over a year making videos. Funny enough, then it stopped. So about middle of September, take a break. I do that for about a month, and then I get an idea for a fun Minecraft series. Where this thing comes from? It's like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if I experience Minecraft, but it's a let's play that's a very long series, and whole point of it is I just travel with Minecraft through time. And so this series came together and came about because of my love for Minecraft and how I don't get to do it necessarily as much as I wish I could. Especially, if it's a habit of playing it every day or every week, making a couple episodes of it. So then I started this back in sorry, the end of October. And this has been a lot of fun, and I've looked forward to it. I honestly have more fun with this, even though it doesn't get many views, than posting reels to tens of thousands of people every day. Even though those are also good, I guess it's a close call because people just that was just part of the routine was watching reels and commenting about good Pokemon battles. But I guess it's not fully comparable as what I was saying because the views are nowhere near touching each other, like, especially the last week or so of these ones. These ones were barely hitting, like, 20, and, the watch time was down to, like, 10 seconds or something crazy like that, where people click on, immediately see what's going on, and they disappear, which is something I hope to change this year with, more trendy titles, and then people are like, "Oh, wait, it's just a guy, just talking and just playing Minecraft." And I hope that can drag some people in and they stay. Another thing we've talked about a couple times is, making shorts, doing stuff like that to again help expand your reach. Because that's what it's all about when it comes to social media. You just need to make yourself grow bigger. And it's just a matter of time. It's like I don't know if you ever played idle games. Oh, or like simulator games or like clicker games where you know how you get resources and then you just slowly build them up over time, or even PewDiePie's tuber simulator, stuff like that, where eventually it's just a matter of time before something blows up or something goes right. So that's why you'll see the accounts or the channels that just make videos for years upon years and years before they strike gold or diamonds in our case. And you look at someone like the YouTuber Mog Swamp, for example. He had his super flat survival world, which he's crazily known for, but he's been making that for 10, 11, 12 years, and he didn't get views at all until years upon years into it, which again is also kind of like I'm doing this novelty because he's like, oh, here's my 10-year-old world. Not many people can say that unless you're like content creating. The odds of just playing any world for fun just drops off because you don't have that extra motivation to pull play play Minecraft because people like you look at Hermitcraft, you look at people like Stampy, you look at Ethos Lab, you look at stuff like that where they do it for their job, so it's a little different. Um, with wait, I gotta check. This is just is it Dark Cave? No. Okay, so you look at someone like them, where it's like, yes, I get at the end of the day, they are maybe they're making content and they're staying active with it. But if you don't have a community around you, sorry, I just completely lost train of thought. If you don't have a community around you, it's very difficult to stay extra motivated because you get the people who are already motivated. I mean, you got like yeah, you always got the one friend who's like, oh, here's a world I have that I played in a couple. I come back to every once in a while, but consistently playing in a world for 10 years, generally, I don't see a way of it happening unless you are in the content creation field or you're documenting your process somehow, which is a really cool thing to do because you have history in your world. That's the one really cool thing about stuff is you can build lore and you can just build upon all that stuff that you worked on. And if you get the opportunity, if I get the opportunity to, I'd love to. Like for example, I mean, like the best way to have history happen is to have it happen naturally. If you look at stuff knowing that it's going to be history, it kind of loses its effect. Like my golden stamp, which everybody's sick of, talking about stamp because it was my inspiration, stuff like that. It's like very simple. Like I'm working on the front of my house, how I want to make it look different. If I sit there and worry about how it's gonna look down the line, it doesn't matter because he was just building his stuff. He didn't care about things. He just built something and was happy with it, and then it became the nostalgia. It wasn't a thing of like, "Hey, I need to make something that looks really good for the future to look at." He didn't know he was gonna get famous or get tons of views. He was just playing Minecraft for fun, and that's, like, the important aspect of this. Oh, I forgot about this. You need to do things not expecting a lot to happen from it, because that'll get you the most results, and which is something I need to do. Because I look at it hoping that people will come back to this 10 years down the line when realistically no one may ever watch this. These words I'm speaking may never get heard by somebody, and it's just me wasting my energy or stuff like that just playing a block game, and it will never go beyond that. Impact will never be found. I've wasted all this time. But I do it because I'm hoping that somebody does end up hearing it, if you know what I mean. And so I need to start living in the now and not living in the future, which is really difficult because you're always taught. I think I brought this up before. You're always taught about the future. You're always told to, hey, you got to plan for the next part of life. Hey, you got to do this. You got to do that. All that kind of stuff. When you need to sometimes just live in the now and have fun with it. And if you're having fun with it and you make great content or you make engaging content, that's all you need. Because I'd rather have really fun videos to look back at of me just having fun, even if it's me doing stupid things like, building a train station that I never will, or this kind of stuff like that. And having, you know, just the documentation of it is really what makes it like that. So I guess that's a little side rant of it. But one thing that I'm really need to do is I want to get the reach out there. I want more people to do it. After a year, not a year in the game, make me sound like I've been here a while, but after all these months, I am sitting at we're sitting at just under 40 subscribers for a couple months, which is really cool. Obviously, you always want more. That's the thing is you in this community is you can never be satisfied with things. Obviously, there's the benchmarks you want to hit. Like I feel like nowadays, honestly, you're not even a real YouTuber funny enough if you don't have a million views. Because that's kind of how you look at things, which is very crazy to think about because back in the day, if you had a million views, you made it. Like you were a YouTuber. Like you're like, oh crap, I'm about to take off. This is gonna be it. Nowadays, if a channel doesn't have a million views on something, like, oh look, it's a new channel, it's starting things up. It's like it's almost expected of YouTubers at this point. Obviously, that's also just how much the internet has grown and how much I guess other things have grown too, the communities, how much stuff gets spread around. Like the amount of times I'll be on Instagram and I just see clips of Minecraft YouTubers, trying to get their stuff out there. Some of the stuff's really funny and it's great content. And I'm like, man, I'm really glad I got to see this. Or you'll see some guy playing Mario Kart or the one guy who I'm trying to think of his name. This is the one that's bringing it the most, who will play Minecraft like Skywars and he'll just say the most out of pocket things, or he will talk about just really odd things. Like I saw a clip earlier. This was just made me think of. He was like isn't like 9/11 crazy how it happened cuz they hit both towers. It's just I think people enjoy it for the chart, but personally I hear it and it's like the clip has really funny potential, but he doesn't deliver it well enough for the clip to be funny. Like he just like half stutters it and just says it in just in an odd way, and I'm like, "Really? Is that what you are building your brand off of? Like, you could do a little bit more than that." I don't know. Maybe it's just me, not getting the comedy he's going for, but I find it off. It's like, maybe you could do it a little better. Like, I'm not saying don't make the jokes. Hey, I mean, it's gonna get a click, especially on freaking Instagram, because there is zero censorship. There is zero anything. You can basically post whatever you want. As no, I wouldn't even say anything because you can literally post everything. There's filters or there's way around all kinds of really weird things. So I've seen just about everything on there. Especially you go back to the day where the filter stopped and you could literally watch people die on Instagram. Like that was a very traumatic day. I actually stayed off of it or swiped the stuff really quickly. Well, the funny thing too is when that day happened is the instinct of opening Instagram and watching a reel or going on YouTube Shorts, and then you're like, "Oh crap, that person just died." You're like, "Oh, I forgot." It's a really funny novelty of how addicted we are now to everything. Where it's like, "Oh crap, oh yeah, I forgot. People are dying today. Maybe stay off the gram." Yeah, but that is going to be it for that part. I need to get to the second part of this, which is going to be the New Year's resolution part of it, where I plan out the official goals I talked about through the year and stuff I want to do, but like let's concretely lay it down and stuff. So, very first goal, biggest thing I have planned for all of this is I want to grow PB Plus. The ways we grow this channel, I have a few options. Obviously, Timelocke is the main thing, and which is going to be the simplest content to pump out. Is literally just me playing Minecraft and talking. You can't. get much simpler than that, which is great. You want your channel typically to be something that is, I wouldn't say low effort necessarily, because then it makes it sound like you don't care, but like doesn't take tons of time to do that you are still super fulfilled in, if you get what I mean there. So your go-to series always needs to be easier. Something you realize with YouTubers a lot is they make something and then slowly they dumb it down, dumb it down, dumb it down because they're trying to do less. Because if you can do less and still make the same or more money, then at that point you're just wasting your time. You're wasting resources. You're doing all kinds of stuff. Why wouldn't you make your stuff worse if the money is still there? That's kind of what happens with food products or companies. Like things get worse and worse. The amount of times freaking Walmart will put out a new stupid policy about something, or it's like, hey, wow, we have to throw away cases of busted water because it's not summertime, which is true by the way. Which is ridiculous, and I've tried to say something about it multiple times. But if it is not summertime and like someone breaks a case of waters on the ground, like a 40 pack of Great Value or any of the brands, and you don't have the option to tape it up and sell it cheaper, they literally just throw it away. Full bottles of water away. It is ridiculous, and it's really dumb and wasteful, and I just don't get why companies just let themselves do that. You don't realize how much waste the world makes and how much that you can't stop even if you try to save everything. It's just it's just not fun. Let's not go down a sad rabbit hole of that either, because we are slowly tangenting off so many times. I'd love to see people make tracks of all the times I go off on tangents and stuff. It'd be kind of funny to see that, like, oh wow, I spoke about 8 different things here. That's cool. Nice job, PB. And so yeah, so the big thing is PB Plus is going to, I wouldn't say get a makeover, but it's going to have some more stuff happen. Timelocke's going to be the main series, which we've spoken about, and I want to do some other side things with. Doesn't have to be Minecraft, but the problem is backing into a corner playing Minecraft videos. I feel like I kind of need to just make Minecraft, which is fine because like you can make videos talking about Minecraft news or playing modded Minecraft Let's Play would also be really fun, especially once I spent a lot of time here, because you will want a time away, which is the thing I'm finding is I keep taking time away from this game to do life, especially with the holidays, all kinds of stuff. I just didn't play. I tried to record actually 2 days ago, but my OBS decided it wanted to crash and not work. So I was like, crap, I guess I'll have to wait a couple days. And through that time, it let me think of, the video idea, what I was gonna say. I mean, obviously, most of this is off the cuff, if you can't tell. I'm just like, okay, I need to spend 25 minutes. Let me go and edit. Not edit, let me just go and just go mining and think of some stuff. And so that's kind of how we got here. But so Mingle, number one, PB Brain gonna expand. We're going to put out some other stuff. Community feedback is the biggest thing. Second of all, we need to make better videos to entice it views. Like modern stuff. Not, I would say controversial, but like give opinions on things that like should be common knowledge, like how people think Minecraft sucks nowadays, which it doesn't. It's just that you're nostalgic or you're not open for change and stuff like that. Which shouldn't be a, like, uncommon opinion. It just is because Minecraft are just full of people who've been playing this game their whole lives like me, and we don't like change. Maybe that's just why old people are conceived or perceived the way they are is because, they don't like change, stuff like that, which I understand more every day, but I think that's just coming to life with age and stuff like that. Then obviously shorts, and then the last thing 2 more things I wanna do. First thing is Pokemon Brackets needs to start up again, whether that's making YouTube videos, getting back to the gram, doing all kinds of little things like that, just getting the ball moving again. Maybe get the team back together, start having them help out a little bit, try to take a back seat, just so that content can continue. Because I know people enjoy that, and I gotta champion a crown. I gotta figure out which Pokemon's the greatest metronomer of all time, funny enough. So that'll be something else we need to figure out too. Then lastly, this is, I guess I get 2 more. I'll split it off. 2 more slight personal-ish ones. First off, I kind of want to figure out what I'm gonna do with my life, cause I would say I'm not happy, but I'm not content or comfortable knowing where my future lays if I stop making moves. Because at the end of the day, I'm a 21-year-old who's still living at home. So, is that something to be happy about? No. It's something that you don't want to mention, you don't want to tell people. It's something you stay quiet about. It's obviously I'm not doing it because I'm not going to be the 4-year-old living in my mom's basement, that type. It's like I'm saving money. I am actively being productive in the world and doing stuff like that. It just to me feels like I kind of need to get things figured out because the really weird thing is, especially since I didn't take the college route, I just went into working retail and stuff like that. Is I'm gonna start seeing people who I went to school with reap the benefits of actually going to college, and then so like, oh, did I make the wrong choice? And that's honestly the scariest thing to me out of everything is realizing I made the wrong choice in life. Which, luckily, again, I'm young. I'm still young. I mean, I'm only a few years removed from high school at this point, but knowing the fact that I wasted 2 years for what tens of thousands of dollars possibly to save or stuff like that, it's a little worrying, and it makes you it makes me question what life has well in store for me, if you get what I mean. Because now I gotta figure things out quickly, because life only goes quicker from here. I was watching something because a year, but it was back in the day. I used to watch a Vsauce talk about it, but how when you're younger, life goes goes longer because you perceive it as your life. Like your first year is 100% of your life, then 50, then 20, and it goes down and down and down. And so I'm at the age now where I have done 50% of my life. Like every year from now is gonna fly even quicker than the ones before. And they say by this like principle, the percentages, I have done half my life, which is really scary to think about, honestly, because it's like, oh, okay, dang, I gotta get the ball rolling here. I gotta figure some stuff out. But it's but also just very intriguing to just think about it that way. Yeah, as things get real meta, real personal, stuff like that. And then the last goal is nothing crazy. I just want to create something. I want to work on a way to leave a legacy, which is a big thing I've talked about, which honestly could be the moral of these more talky episodes about life is I want to do something creative that I'd be really proud about. This has been a goal I've had for multiple years at this point of me wanting to make something that I can look back and be proud of. Maybe it's a book, maybe it's a board game, it's a video game. Something creative like that where it's like I made that. I did my thing. Cuz my grandma on my mother's side, from the smaller town I am in in Ohio, if you guys were curious. I don't know if I mentioned it or not. But she made a board game of all she literally made like a Monopoly type of game of it with with businesses. I think she got them to maybe pay to be on it, or she paid them, or I don't know, something little, and she just like took a little timestamp and has tons of companies from the small town I'm from. And it's like that's so cool being like, oh wow, yeah, my grandma, she made a board game and I have it. I have an opened one, I have an unopened one, and it's just really cool to be able to say, "Oh yeah, my grandma made a board game." I would love to be able to say that I made something like that. Obviously, it'd be a lot easier for me to, make a book or, because you just got to use AI at this point, or be like, "Hey, ChatGPT, can you make me a video game with this jumping character?" Like, I'm not counting that. Like, it needs to be something fleshed out, something serious, stuff like that. I guess I'll walk down here as we say our final thoughts for the episode, and we end it just like that. But yeah, so those are my goals for the year. Am I gonna do them realistically? No. They're New Year's resolutions just to be taken away. Like, have I missed this entire time? Like, for example, at Walmart, we have, over in the HBA section, OTC, which is like medicines, hair products, shampoo, all that kind of stuff. The middle aisles you walk through, we put stuff in. That is nothing but healthy protein shakes, all that stuff. Everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to the gym this year," and then they never do. Goals, New Year's resolutions are made to fail. I feel like, if you get what I mean, because it's like no one's gonna, no one really does them. You just make them because you're told, "Hey, you should come up with something good to do for the year so you can be better on yourself." But it's like realistically, if you're happy the way you are, why even make a resolution if you know you're gonna fail it? Don't set yourself up for failure. Stay the way you are. I say that as I eat way too unhealthy and I need to start running again. But you know, it's the thought that counts for it. And I think I want to wrap this up here. I'm actually starting to lose my voice a little bit because this is about a half an hour straight of talking, minusing my little cat shenanigans in the middle of it. But I think that's going to be it for me this year, guys. I hope to see you guys next time. And if you're watching this in the future, comment down below like, oh, hey, it's 2028, 2050. I don't know what's going on. I don't even know YouTube's around or I'll be alive, honestly. But hey, drop it below and stuff. And also, bonus goal has to get done. This one has to be done. I'm going to find a way to incorporate you guys in the world. Whether I build something you guys request, put your name down, I don't know, something like that. I really want to let people who watch this, especially you guys who are punching your tickets early into the series, to be remembered and stuff like that. So that one will be happening very shortly. Hopefully this week we get that figured out. I've been saying that for a while, but I kind of want the perfect idea just to fall into my hands and not to force upon it. So that's it for me, guys, and I'll see you next year.